Welcome back, Libras. This is going to be your March love read, okay, for 2018. I've already done a general read, and I will leave the link in the description box below if that's something that you missed and you're interested in, and you want to get a little bit more insight on just your life overall in the month of March. Now, I do talk about love a little bit there, but we're going to dig a little deeper here. Hopefully, we can get some details, fill in some gaps, whatever. Or maybe I'll just be reading for an entirely different group of Libras. We'll see what happens. So, it's been somewhat of a heavy month for people. Not necessarily heavy bad, but heavy heavy. A lot of detoxing, a lot of letting go of things that don't serve us anymore. And I have a feeling that it's no different for Libras. Okay. My voice is going in and out all of a sudden, so I don't know if we're having problems using our voice. So we're gonna see. I start out with the Magician, just so you know. I'm gonna pull these cards first, and then we'll discuss. Okay. That's a beautiful card to start. Pleased. With the Emperor. And Libras, at the end of the month, we've got a full moon in Libra. So it's just a really, really, really transformative month. In the best way, I think. Hanged Man. Nine of Pentacles. Eight of Cups. Hey! Woo! Yes, honey. Sorry, I'm really juiced. It's been tough, okay? It's been tough. Future, we got the Ten of Cups. Y'all just don't know. You just don't know. Oof, oof. Or maybe you do. Pumped. We've got Two of Wands. Then we've got the Star. This is a beautiful reading, Libras. Oh my god, I'm really excited. Y'all just don't know. It's funny because for me, on a personal note, I don't do well doing my own readings because I'm just way too emotionally attached to my own story, right? And I can be dramatic. I've got Cancer rising. I've got a Gemini moon. I'm a Libra who's on the cusp of Scorpio. I mean, it's a mess, right? And then my Venus is a Scorpio too. It's a mess. So whenever I'm doing these general readings, I'm doing them for me. I have to go back and replay them, but I'm not doing them for me. So it just, when I see good things, it's just like, oh, thank you, God. Because I don't know, it's hard to explain. Other readers, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. It's just, for me, when I'm focusing just on me, it's too personal. All right. Two of Pentacles. And Knight of Wands as the outcome card. That's cool. Bottom of the deck, we've got Nine of Wands. Okay, so let me pull, I want to pull 3 cards from Join Virtues Romance Angels for advice for this month, and then we'll get into explaining. Now, I will say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcanas. So that's a lot of big changes, right? That's a lot of big changes. But what looks like in the best way possible if we embrace these changes, right? True love. Reconciliation. Worth waiting for. Yes. Child. Okay. Let's get into this, okay? Yep, I'm excited. Let's do it. Okay, so bottom of the deck, underlying issues, what we've got is the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is someone who's been through the battle. They've been through all the hurt. They've been through the head wounds. I mean, we're still bandaged as we're speaking, right? We've got a head wrap on. This is someone who's been through it all and but is able to go through it all because they've got the fight in them. They're able to fight, right? So this is someone who's weary and, being protective of themselves because they've been through a lot. But, and they're kind of looking back like, I don't know. But the point is, they are able to fight and they have fought and they will succeed, right? But this just is really like this paranoid energy. And I'm assuming based off of past experiences that moving forward in love, you're just kind of like a little apprehensive because you don't want to get hurt again, right? But, but the strength is still there and all of that. Okay. So let's get into this. So as it stands, we've got the Magician. Beautiful card to start the read off with. The Magician is all about making things happen. The Magician is able to make whatever happen, able to manifest whatever, right? Because the Magician has all the tools possible and needed to do it, right? You've got the wand, you've got the pentacle, you've got the cup, you've got the sword. That means we're grounded enough, we're emotional enough, we are going forth enough with enough action, and we are using our brains, right? So it's like we've got all the tools to write our destiny, all the tools to make whatever moves that we have on our heart to happen, right? Like this is someone who is in control and knows they're in control, and it's just a matter of, pulling out what they need. I think that's really great. What's crossing it is the Emperor. So the Emperor, that's all about structure, right? All about being dominant, all about taking charge in someone's life. The Emperor is the king of all kings. Like he has more control than the kings, right? This is the ultimate. It could be Aries also that you're dealing with, and maybe you're doing what you can to make this love connection happen with the Aries. But ultimately, the energies are really just saying, like, whatever it is that you want, you are in a place where you're able to create your reality the way you want it to, on your terms, your rules. You're the one, right? So whatever's going to happen, it's due to moves that you're making, things that you're saying, things that you want, right? So that's really good. It's like we, have the month, we're standing there powerful in the month, knowing that we are the ones that are in charge of our lives, and we are the ones that can shape things, and we are the ones that can make the change, right? What to strive for. Ooh. What to strive for. We've got the Hanged Man. So, the Hanged Man speaks a lot about someone who is just kind of stuck. It's a very stagnant energy, but it's also just about surrendering. And I really think that's what Spirit's kind of saying. Like, you know what? Out of everything that's going on, Libras can oftentimes have that want to control, right? That Aries energy. Aries actually is our polar opposite. And it's funny, we've got the full moon in Aries at the end of the month. But it's about surrendering to what is and accepting what is and kind of going with the flow. It's not about thinking everything out like we normally do. Matter of fact, in this whole spread, there are no swords except for the one sword that's involved in the Magician, but that's not like a only sword ruling card. There are no swords. So this isn't so much about being in our thoughts. It's about surrendering and just going with the flow, right? Allowing things to happen, allowing good things to come into us. It's not so much that stagnant, I'm stuck energy as it is, you know what? Surrender to what is because the universe has your back kind of thing. And I think that that's really what we need to strive for, knowing that we've got what it takes to create our own reality, right? So it's like, why stress about it? Why do all that in your brain about it? And it's funny because now that I'm thinking about it, in the general read, I titled it "Chill, You Got This." So this is really about that moment of chill. This is another way of saying that, right? This hanged man energy, right? So it's like the sun is right behind you. Chill, you got this. Just surrender to what is right now. Just go with the flow. Surrender to what is. You're going to make it happen. You've got everything to make it happen. It's going to be on your terms. You've got that emperor energy, right? Um, Nine of Pentacles. Now this was in your cop out section, as in like what not to strive for. I'm feeling like this really speaks to, obviously, like, I think, okay, a couple things. Let me gather this. First of all, I think this has a lot to do with not being worried about holding up appearances, right? So the Nine of Pentacles is someone who is a steady, stable, single character who's happy to be single. Someone who is abundant, someone who's able to care for themselves, someone who likes luxury, someone, you know, someone who's got all the things, right? She's like surrounded by all the little things that she wants, all the material things. Because remember, we're talking about pentacles. And I really think that Spirit's telling us not to focus on that right now, right? Really, it's just about going with the flow. And not to say, not to feel good, because this does really indicate someone who feels good in their own skin and someone who's comfortable being them. But not putting too much emphasis on what that looks like, right? Not making a rule about it in our head about, well, if I want to be known as this whatever woman, I need to do this. Or not being so worried about the steps that you go through in order to find the love, right? Not being so worried about what that looks like, and not being so worried about this goes in this order, and then once I get this and I can have this, and then once I do this and I get this, and then I can get the love. No, I think it's just saying, don't be worried about what this looks like alone, right? Because in many ways, I feel like we are coming into this energy. It's like you already are becoming this Nine of Pentacles, right? Just by the way these cards are playing out. So it's like, don't stress it too much. Just be, right? Just be. Just surrender to what is. Like, don't try too hard. Chill. You got this kind of thing, right? So in the past, you're walking away from things that are no longer serving you. This is about someone who's just like, nah, this didn't work out. Eight of Cups is someone who's literally walking away from whatever it is that they don't want, and they're going towards their passion. He's wearing this red cloak. Red, has to do with passion, has to do with your root chakra, has to do with getting grounded. What grounds you? What are you passionate about? What feels good? And it's like you're putting on your red cloak and going with your red cloak over to greener pastures, where you can be happy, because something about your love life, someone you were dealing with, something, it wasn't working for you, and it's like you're moving on, and it's so good that you're moving on, because look at what you're moving on to. Straight up happiness. This is family happiness, which is also probably why it's like Spirit's like, don't worry too much about this girl, because this is right around the corner. So we've got all the energy right now that supports a happy, loving relationship, that supports that Little House on the Prairie, American dream ass, happy wife, happy life, plus we're abundant, plus, we've got all the energy that supports that. It's like you're walking away from things that don't work for you anymore. You're doing it because you've got all the tools in your tool belt. You recognize that, right? Because you're going to take control of your life now. It's like you're being very assertive about what it is that you want. And when you're doing that, then that is when you get exactly what you want. Which brings me to assertive. That's something that Libras can all, afford to hear all the time, because we have this thing about being very indecisive, scared to make a decision, right? It's too much. But it's like, because the decision was made to walk away, you're going to get the blessings, right? And the sooner that you are able to decide things and to continue to decide things and move with love while deciding, you'll continue to get things that are aligned with this energy. Now, hopes and fears. It's funny because we have the Two of Wands. This goes back to, we fear making a decision. Hope to make the right one, right? But fear, because Libras do not like to be wrong whatsoever. So thank the fear. Who was I telling that they need to thank their fear to? Aries or Taurus. But it's like, thank the fear and move with it. Thank the fear for trying to shield you from things that could harm you. Thank the fear for, whatever you feel like it is doing in your life, however it's working. Thank it, but acknowledge it and move on, right? Don't be afraid of decision making, because decisions were made in the past. This is why you're able to stumble up on this happiness of 10 of Cups, right? This decision making and being assertive supports this energy in the future, right? What also supports that energy in the future is the Star. So this is your environment. So this could mean that you're surrounded by, like, maybe someone you're dealing with in this love aspect is an Aquarius, because this represents Aquarius. But most importantly, the energy, it's you're around someone who makes you feel good, who makes you feel like you're important, right? You're around someone who makes you feel like, oh my God, all my dreams are coming true. This is someone who you can heal with, who you can grow with, who you can be vulnerable with, right? It's all about healing. It's all about, it's like the major arcana equivalent to the Nine of Cups wishes fulfilled card, right? It's like wishing on a star, healing. So this is someone who just, at the end of the day, whoever you're dealing with or whoever is coming into your life, whoever you walked away from and going to, this person makes you feel good. They make you feel strong, in that sense that you feel like you can do anything, that you can trust your feelings. You feel grounded, you feel emotional, but in the best way possible. Like, you feel like this is that divine, look at that feminine energy too. This is this naked woman who's just like, beautifully pouring the holy water or whatever. It's like, this is someone who really makes you feel good, makes you feel on top of the world, makes you feel like you matter. And that is great, because that supports this energy, this future energy, along with deciding to be with that person or to go in a direction. And it may not even be that, you may not even know, depending on when you watch this, and energies are fluid, this could happen whenever, depending on the people. Again, this is a general read, but it's like you've got all these energies supporting this happening in the future, and that's great. Now, going into this reading, it seems like there was a bit of a juggling kind of energy, like, oh, I don't know, I'm, just kind of riding the wave and trying to figure that out. See those big waves in the back? Now, the Pentacle card, that does have to do with earthly things like money, career, finance, tangible things, could even be health. But I really feel like, more than anything, this is, hear me out, I feel like this is you guys balancing your thoughts, right? And in doing that and making decisions, you're able to turn them into real tangible things. So you balancing your thoughts and getting real clear on what you want and how you feel, it's going to transform into things that you can actually see in the physical realm, meaning a relationship, or, manifesting someone popping up into your life or whatever. I really feel like, this I feel like this is a month where Libras are actually being somewhat assertive, but still finding that balance of surrendering. Like being assertive and knowing what you want and going for it, but also not having that attachment to it if things don't go exactly the way you're wanting, expecting, we're thinking, whatever, right? It's like that that's how you really surrender. It's like it doesn't mean surrendering doesn't mean giving up fully. It just means definitely putting yourself out there, but having that sense of impermanence in your brain. It's like, if it doesn't happen this way, I'm cool, right? And I'm going to ride this wave. I know that whatever is happening, it's for the greater good for me, And I really feel like there's this sense of that's kind of the feel that we're in. Like that magician energy is really coming through. And then with that, it's like you'll be able to go towards whatever you want. Now, this could be a fire sign that you're going to be dealing with in the future, that you're dealing with now. So Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. But really, again, just the energy of it. This is just going forward, unafraid, of things. Like not letting fear stop you, not letting it slow you up. Being assertive, seeing what you want and going for it, right? Because this is a knight. So knights are all about action. It's a knight of wands. So that's all about passion. They go for what they want and they're not afraid, right? They're not afraid to make a decision. They just go for it. They go for what feels right. And I really feel like Libras are working themselves up to being that and doing that in terms of love, instead of everything being so logical and having to think things through a million different times and 15 different perspectives. It's really, really good. So, true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. So whatever you're going forward and towards, it's the real thing, and it's something that you've been waiting for, right? It's the romance of a lifetime, worth waiting for. Again, something you've been waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So if you've been frustrated and been like, when is this gonna happen? It seems like you just letting go and surrendering. That anxious energy is really calling in that person, and they are worth waiting for. Now, this could be a person from the past, maybe an ex-lover. This can be someone that you've had in a past life and you don't even know about it, right? Because we got the reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. So again, this could be in this lifetime or another or whatever you believe. But like, I get the sense for a lot of Libras, some new flames are being sparked back up, right? And I'm okay with that, because as far as I can see, this is someone who's making you feel empowered and making you feel good. This is someone that you can really see yourself building a family and a life and happiness with, right? This is someone who you're gonna go towards, and I think it's really cool. That's really good. That's a really good read. So March is a good month for Libras. And not to say that there's no turbulence, right? There still was the moment that you had to walk away and have the strength in order to do that. And that's great. There still is this balance that you're going to be trying to find between, the things that you want and the things that you can actually make tangible, between, being able to surrender and knowing when it is to be assertive, right? And there's still going to be in the back of your mind, possibly, that worry. But overall, energy really supports some great things moving forward. It's funny, right underneath this card is the Nine of Cups, which is fulfilled card. What was I talking about? This is like, this is like the big and little brother. So that's awesome. That's really, really great. This is a beautiful read, Libra. So I'm excited to hear what y'all think. Let me know if this resonates with you. I hope it does. This is a really good reading. I feel like this is a really a powerful month for Libras. I'm really proud of us. Okay? So I'll see you guys in April. Thank you. Bye.